Oh yeah! Woo! Storms will come. This we know for sure. Oh, y'all already know. Now look, all right. I know it's been a little while since Aurora got her powers back, but we didn't get to chat on it because we were so busy at Yaz's wedding that we didn't get to talk about it. So that is what it is. But welcome everybody. It is Saturday. You know what it is we do. We talk blurred stuff with the world. It is your boy, the real Vince Taylor, reporting live with my friends in tow. And yes, as we said, it was quite the week last week when we were joined by not only Donatello from the Ninja Turtles who showed up for the wedding, but guess what this event is? Well, keep on watching. You'll never guess that this was the ring bearer for none other than the one and only Yazzie, who had her beautiful nuptials last week. How dope is that? So shout out to Yazzie, who isn't here today because she is more than likely on a well-deserved honeymoon time with her man. Whoops, but Storm is pulling up as well as we are today, and we want to tell y'all what we got to think about this most recent episode. So hey, what's happening? It's your boy, the real Miss Taylor, reporting live, and I'm joined with my friends. Shout out to the one and only Steph in the building. We got Nolly in the house. We got Bad Top Bricks in the house. And none other do we have our special guest with us today. This gentleman, you've seen him on the red carpet, and he gives us his opinion unlike any other. Oh, yup, you already know. Welcome to his safe haven. It's none other than Michael Lamar.
Welcome to my safe haven right here. And I gotta show off the shirt. Since we talking,
hey, well, okay.
Talking X-Men. My boy, rest in peace, Gambit.
Oh man, that's
yo,
dope.
You got the shirt already. We want to see all of that, man. So let's go ahead and pull on up and let's talk about these X-Men. Oh, a couple of announcements before we go ahead and bring that up. Yes, starting not this week, but next week, we will be joined by none other than Yvette Nicole Brown right here on May the 4th. We'll be broadcasting later that day because it's Star Wars Day. We want to talk Star Wars. Not too long after that, we'll also be speaking with Carl Jones and hopefully even the wife and talking about whatever it is that happened on this Good Time show. And hopefully we can talk with Yvette and Carl because they were both involved. And speaking of Storm, the only voice of the Storm that we've ever known in terms of the X-Men cartoons will be joining us. Allison Seeley Smith is going to pull up on your people right here. But for today, let's go ahead and tell them what it is, Yvette.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except mine got a name. Got it out the mud but we got no stains. Cold ass digital with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
All right, y'all already know what it is, man. So listen, we coming up off of a solid 6 straight weeks of X-Men 97 content, and they are giving it to us, hit us in the face every single damn week. And these last few weeks have been no exception. What's going on, world? You already know what it is. It's your boy Vincent. We already introduced ourselves, and I'm just going to get straight into it, bro. This most recent episode, we finally got a little bit of relief because it's been kind of sad. I ain't gonna lie, these episodes been sad, yo, low key. So as you all know, Aurora Monroe of Jersey / Kenya. I'm sorry, New York. My bad.
Jersey. I was like, what?
My bad. It's all that Jersey talk y'all was talking like these. Just to kind of put it out there. Okay, go ahead, Steph. Go ahead. Let me know about it.
I understand. You are getting her confused with me. It happens all the time. Understandable.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. Definitely, Steph has big Storm energy. Dare I say, word nerve Storm in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But yeah, these two, the diagonal men, they was all old Jersey, yo, Irvington, yo, Camden, yo, Brick City, all of that.
Ain't nobody say no fucking Camden.
All of that. They don't even pronounce. They make Newark into a one. Newark. I'm from Newark. They don't even. You know. Anyway, you know what? Let me not get on the Jersey folks.
That's how it's pronounced.
Out of way. Here you go with the books. Okay, we jumping on it. So y'all already know, man. Our homegirl, she had some let's just say she was having some problems, getting it up or whatever. And then this week, ta-da-da, we get an all new out the box Storm. Like, not only is we got our powers, but we got our hair back and all that. You know what I'm saying? So we inside the house. And I'm just wondering, like, do y'all feel the same way I feel? Like when I saw Storm get her powers back and they gave her the long, sleek hair, I was like, what was y'all feelings about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, because a small part of me on the inside was like, I'd rather her have bust out with the fro if she had just got her powers back. You know what I'm saying? Just came on full on Black Panthers, not T'Challa, but Fred Hampton and Huey P. Newton style. Poof! Blow out with the fro. Give us the new look. Storm with the fro. There's Storm with the fros in the comics somewhere, Michael, right? There have been some creative digital art.
To be honest, when it comes to her hair, no. She never really had like black 4C looking hair.
Yeah.
Like it's always, yeah. She's never had it. Actually, let me take that back. There's only one moment where she had like black like braids, and it was because it was written by a Black woman and drawn by a Black artist. But it was only like that one panel. But for the most part, because Storm has been written and drawn by white people, she's only had like just a long. We never seen her with like the fro or the 4C hair for the most part. No, it's only like recently with like Russell Dauterman, like with the panel you showed that they started giving her, because her hair kind of like Steph, it should always look like a cloud, because that's what Black women's hair looks like. And also, when it comes to her powers, that's literally her power set. So you would think, even without the Black woman hair, you would think they should go, oh, it should always look like a cloud because that works with her powers. But no, for the most part, it hasn't really looked like that. But to be fair, like, that is how she looked in the comic. Like, this is her original comic book outfit. So, like,
oh, hold on, let me bring this up.
They wanted to give her that look, but like they could still given her this hair, and it still looked like Steph's hair looks like it could be the same freaking look and the same long, but it still give her that, some cloud 4C realness. So, but it is what it is. One step back, you take one step forward, you take two steps back.
Michael, how do you keep that Storm right by the computer?
Right by the computer.
It was readily available.
Because every so often I use it as my as like a mic.
The microphone.
When I make content, I just clip the mic on her hand, and I'm just like, hey, welcome, the Marvel is racist. Like,
hey, you can say it. Go ahead and give us the welcome to our Saint David, man. Go ahead and give it to us right quick, man.
I was just saying the weather forecast.
Go ahead.
Today we're expecting you are the thunder, for I am lightning. So like,
yes, bro. Hey, you need your old reality show. We would definitely pull up on it. But yeah, I think he has a point.
From your lips to God's ears. I've been sending emails to Netflix and all this because I'm like, I got ideas because y'all don't be promoting y'all stuff. I email Marvel's like, hey, Pride Month is coming up. I can make content on your queer superhero. I've been ghosted.
Yo, but you know what? That's just a symbol. That's just showing you how we have to be the pathway. We have to kind of help provide that way forward, right, guys? Like, isn't that kind of what happened with us? Like, we didn't have no Netflix, you know what I'm saying? We just like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Let's just do whatever it is we can, you know what I'm saying? And then at some point in time, hopefully some people realize, so maybe we just had to beat their ass into submission. Let's just keep pushing out we gonna promote.
Next thing you know, that idea that I hit them with, I'm gonna see some white nigga, I'm gonna see some white person out there making it. Be like, wait a minute, this is the email that I sent you. Like,
yeah, okay, well, yeah, we definitely got to keep litigations on standby with that, man. But you did get a good point with the fact that I think in this particular sequence, I think now that you've kind of put it in clear, that was the objective here. It was to bring back classic Storm, because most folks, when we see her in the new intro with the Mohawk, we like, hold on, this ain't the Storm that we had in X-Men 92 through 96. Why is Storm 97 all of a sudden with the Mohawk? And I think that this is now just kind of showing that the Mohawk evidently could have been a trauma do. I don't know, Nolly, if that makes any sense. Because, I mean, this whole time they've been kind of living low-key in peace. So she was chilling. Now that Storm is back to leadership mode, she has to go back to classic Storm fit and
that's her original 1975 outfit.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. And it looked right. It's the do. I mean, what say you, Nadia? How you feeling about it?
First of all, I just want to know where she pulled out the 32-inch pre-pluck bust down full body wave unit in the cave. She didn't have pockets in that Oshkosh B'gosh, little freaking jumper that she was wearing. Them pockets wasn't big enough. Where'd it come from? I love it. I love it. It could have been the cloud hair. It could have, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But that's the battle that we're always losing. So I'm not gonna get into it. But I was like,
yeah.
Once I saw the costume, I said, "Girl, we eating good. We eating good before they make us cry again."
Right. That part.
He said episodes 8 to 10 is where I'm gonna get you, and I'm not emotionally ready.
And part of me, like, I forgave like the fact that her costume changed in the middle of, because we saw her do that in the original animated series where she like summoned lightning and it changed her outfit. Even though I'm like, how does weather manipulation power, like, how does that work? But the part that kind of messed me up is I'm like, how does weather manipulation change the fact that she got her edges back?
Whoa!
I was very confused.
That is because I don't know what part of the weather materializes such a hair change. But it's a refreshing.
But I was like, you know what, Sailor Moon, magical girl transformation, black girl magic. I'll forgive it, but I'm confused. I got questions.
Steph, what do you go ahead, Nolly, go ahead.
I also had another question. Baby, that man was dying.
Yeah.
Why you left him down there like that? Like, I love a good comeback moment. Outfit change, hair change. That man was dying. You just told him you loved him after being with him in the house for a month, like it was COVID times. She did all that. And I was like, he's dying.
Yeah, well, look, man, what you supposed to do? Sit there and wait for him to heal while your powers get sent back to your body? I mean, I would have probably dipped out too. Plus, she probably thinking I could just go back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
He wasn't gonna heal. That was the whole reason she left. if she would have stayed there with him, he was definitely gonna die. That was like, the thing was traveling through his body, like it was like going to his heart. That was the whole reason why she had to rush, was because the venom or whatever it was that the demon, whatever it was called,
adversary.
When adversary bit him on the arm, it injected some type of poison or that was traveling through his body. So it showed where it was starting to work its way to his chest, to his heart. So she looked in the book. He said, my mother knows of this. There's this cacti that grows only in this mountain. And if you get it, then that's my one chance to live. So that at that moment, that was the biggest sign of love you can show somebody, is I'm going to travel to a place I've never been without powers in a mountain. And I might not have ever in my life climbed a mountain. So now I have to climb this mountain to get to this cacti that may or may not be there. So you know what I mean? So it was a lot that she did in that moment to show that she really was. I don't know if love is kind of strong, but she definitely was feeling him enough to make the journey.
No, she had to have her Beyonce alien superstar moment. She said, "I'm too classy for this world. Forever, I'm that girl." Ooh, baby, like let her have her moment. She could always get that cactus juice to forge later.
And she did have a Beyonce moment. I mean, she was talking about Cowboy Carter. She was out there by the horses and everything, bro. Like, look at this ain't Texas. Woo! Yeah, it was a whole thing. And the horse, how big is this horse? God damn. But anyway, let's just take a step back for a second. Let's just take a step back, since we do have the pleasure of having the one and only Black Gay Comic Geek with us. Let's just take a couple steps back from episode 6, where we do he did with the hair. Where we do have Storm going through this thing. Michael, we haven't had a chance to speak with you for a while, man. Other than X-Men, which we're delving into already because we're so excited about it. I see Steph's hands up. What's up?
I just want to add something on episode 6 before we leave. Storm absolutely deserved. Oh, we're coming back.
Yeah, we're definitely not leaving X-Men.
All right,
But
we
go ahead,
can
please.
circle back, but I didn't have my moment. I'm gonna say you did call my name a couple times. I got interrupted.
Please,
I didn't have
please,
it,
I'm sorry.
but it's fine. It's fine. Storm absolutely deserved her moment with her hair and her wind and whatnot. And it is not a problem that she left Forge because she does not love that man. I know what she
Ooh.
said. They were trauma bonded. She was in the moment. Storm is a true player for real. She don't love nobody but the wind. Okay, Storm is exceptional. She's the kind of woman who is meant to be set apart. Ask me how I know. We enjoy having a man in our life for a certain amount of time, but the chances that she's going to find someone who actually can meet and match her for real, very slim. Very, very slim. Storm is probably going to have a lot of short to long-term relationships, serial monogamy. They come and they go. The chances of her finding a man who can really keep up with her forever, probably not going to happen. She's a literal goddess. So I never feel bad about her abandoning a man to go fly because that's what she deserves.
I don't know, man. If I'm not mistaken, Michael, at some point in time, Craig from NASA shows up, but that's in the future. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
he's cute. He's cute. He can hang for a while. Craig from NASA cannot keep up with Aurora Monroe forever. He is not worthy, but he's cute. So she'll keep him for a little bit.
Okay, see, you just opened up.
I've been saying for the longest time, Storm should have a hair like she's a goddess. You think about gods and goddess, she should have a harem of people, men and women.
Right.
I keep saying Storm and Yukio. That's I mean, Chris Claremont wanted it to be a thing, her and Yukio, but you know it was the 80s. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, isn't there enough polygamy going on within the X-Men ranks already? Now we're trying to throw Storm her own harem of concubines somewhere that she could just feast upon at leisure like that. Look at Steph, look at Michael and Steph, like just having a whole. Yep, I mean, why not? I mean, she is a goddess. I mean, sure. But I mean, what I am curious about this before we kind of find out what Michael's been up to since we last spoke. I am curious, Steph, about the fact that I feel like what I feel like what's being alluded to here is the being able to match your mate with what they bring to the table in a relationship. And I ain't gonna lie, like I feel a little way as a former NASA worker for you to just dismiss Craig from NASA like that.
NASA is wonderful.
If he didn't work his way up through the ranks at FAMU, going to the FAMU FSU College of Engineering,
FAMU,
9 years of college.
I'm a mater right there.
I'm a mater. You know what I'm saying? What? Did we just become best friends? I think we just became best friends.
Maybe. I didn't know you went to.
I mean, he's not a bison, but you know,
yeah, he's not. Yes, because he went
cool.
to a good school.
Cool.
Yeah, a school. Yeah, a school. Yeah. I was just playing. We love the Bisons.
We're not gonna do.
We love the Bisons. Y'all had T'Challa give a commencement speech. You can't beat that. We can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? But
wait, what school was Drumline based off of? It wasn't based off Howard.
What school? Drumline based off of? What school? Go ahead, tell him right quick, Steph.
No. Secondly, what inspired a different world? That would be Howard University. That would be the one.
I believe that was Hillman. Oh yeah, I guess that was.
Yeah,
Howard.
yeah. Based off the hilltop. Black unity. Let's all come together.
All right, yeah, we came together.
But no, I think Craig from NASA, he's cute. He seems real nice. But like, she is the one and only Aurora motherfucking Monroe. Like, I don't think a man exists who can keep up with her, and that is a cross that she's going to have to bear. It's not easy, but some of us have to do it.
Yo, is that fair? I mean, Michael, who?
I was like, don't ask me. I'm gay. I don't know.
You still have relationships. It don't matter if you're gay or not.
So you can understand the challenge of being exceptional and finding a man who can keep up with you.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not easy.
Is that? Yeah, but Michael, I mean, you're a comic book geek extraordinaire. Do you have to meet somebody with those same qualifications? Like, they have to match your wit. They have to read. Do you actually read comics? Tell me you read comics without reading. You know what I'm saying? Like, do they have to actually be in that realm to be your mate, or can you just like them because you like them?
I mean, there's got to be a push and pull in a relationship. Like, y'all have to be learning from each other if you want a relationship to work. That's like, you can't have everything and then this person is just trash and bringing nothing to the table and expect like So Craig from NASA, granted, he had a, you know, he had some pull with like Storm like appreciated how he was very pro mutant. He helped him. He helped with Sword and everything like that. He's good for a short time, not a long time.
Oh my God! Why is
eventually Storm gonna get bored? Because he's human. Like Storm is also very gung ho about mutant rights, and then every time she got to come around and save this motherfucker, like she gonna be like, nah. At least T'Challa can't have to worry about. He's still a Black Panther. He's still a king. Even that, her being the queen of Wakanda, even Dr. Doom was like, that was beneath you. Like her being the regent of the entire solar system of Iraq, that's more of her standing.
Okay, but here's the problem. I mean, this is not a problem. Let me say this the right way. Here's an argument that one could state. What does that say? I think that this actually is illustrative of how weak maybe men are, because we don't have this conversation about the men. I don't hear anybody like, well, Spider-Man, you can't be with Mary Jane because, you know, you've got to be with Black Cat. You know, Mary Jane doesn't even have powers. She can't sling. You don't hear nobody like, Lois Lane, the fuck is wrong with you? You're
Spider-Man also can't pay his rent. So like, what? So it's like, what do you got?
Oh, okay. Nobody says, Tony, Pepper Potts, really? I mean, you're building missiles, building machines. She's answering your calls. Yes, she can wear one of your suits. I mean, I feel like this is an argument that is suited mainly for powerful women, but powerful men, yeah, give them a normie. That's fine. There's no inconsistency here. Nothing.
Okay, but because men
we
like
found out
that.
she was actually low key running Stark Industries, just not officially.
Yeah, but go ahead.
But no, Steph, what were you about to say?
Even if your metaphor is correct, men like dating down. That's the thing. I said it. It's true. Or at least straight men, I'll say, like dating down. They don't like being with a woman who is smarter, more accomplished, more exceptional than them. Their ego gets into it. They get bruised. They get hurt. It is a very, very, very rare man who can be with a woman who is more accomplished, more intelligent, more driven than him. Ask me how I know. It's
how you know?
Hard.
All right, don't.
Yeah, a lot of times when it comes to straight men, they do talk about like when it comes to like a woman that makes more money than them, they feel inadequate because like, no, I'm supposed to be the one that's being the provider. I'm supposed to be the one that's paying the check. Like, I don't like the fact that she makes more money. Like, what do I feel like that I can provide? And it's like providing other ways is like you paying the check or paying the bills. Is that all you got to offer? Like, what else you got? So yeah, it is.
I would like to enter into evidence one Stedman of Oprah Winfrey fame.
How many times we see him play? Like, are they really dating? She's scissoring Gail. Like, come on.
Stedman is a special case. He is a very special case because most men couldn't do it. And the fact is, the worst part of it all, most of the time, it's not the woman who has an issue with dating a man that's less accomplished. It's that the man has an issue. And we women know men are going to have an issue with it. So we have to date up so that our partner doesn't start fucking up because his ego has him tripping. He will do dumb stuff to sabotage the relationship because his ego is fucked up over it. So we have to date up to protect ourselves. Not even because that's necessarily something that we care about.
To be fair, though, To be fair, though, I do have a friend that says, like, she was like, I can't date anybody that makes less than me. He has to make more than me. So,
well, I mean,
but she was like, if I'm dating somebody and I like him and I find out he works at McDonald's, I can't date him. I was like, but he has a job though. Like, she was like, or if he's a janitor or whatever, I'm not dating him. I'm like, but it's a job. Like, she's like, I get that, but I can't do it.
So you're saying that Storm would not have gone into the what was that restaurant Apple, what was that restaurant that was getting shit on the other, like a couple months ago? This girl, she's like, I'm not going inside of there.
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory, yeah. So Storm would have been like, Cheesecake Factory, no thanks. I'm gonna go to France right back. I'll be, right quick. Like, so Storm would not be, because in my mind, I'm like,
I feel like Storm would go.
She's an Omega level mutant. Like, most of the people, even in the X-Men, couldn't even date Storm.
No, she's chill. I feel like Storm would go, but the man she's with would be so paranoid about the fact that he was at Cheesecake Factory with this goddess that he would start flirting with the waitress, try and prove her point, and act stupid. And then she'd be pissed. Then she'd be mad.
All right. So, all right. Last question.
Don't get me started. We can talk about this. We could. This will be the whole episode because I could be like, because I got thoughts. Like me personally, and a lot of black people especially would get mad at me like this. Honestly, I like Storm with Wolverine.
Oh,
I do. I like Storm with Wolverine. I do. More over Storm and T'Challa because like. Again, talking about like the push and pull, like when you think about when Storm lost, well, they're in the X-Men together, so they're always risking each other's lives. So obviously there's a lot of trust that they have with each other. And the thing that really endeared me to Storm and Wolverine was in the 90s cartoon. We saw that future episode with Storm and Wolverine together. That's the first time I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this. But then like further in the comics, when you think about when Storm lost connection to her powers, who was always there for her? Who's kind of convinced her because she was thinking of like taking her life. It was Wolverine that kind of like trained her and like gave her the mojo to show that she's more than just her powers. She taught her how to fight to the point that she started to challenge Cyclops for ownership of or leadership of X-Men without her powers. Storm and Wolverine, like there's like a push and a pull. Like when she was the leader, she was like the only one that was able to like tone him down and things like that. And then like years later, when Wolverine lost his powers, it was like a full circle moment where Storm was there for him, and it was just like, I don't know. It's just a thing about it's a dynamic between Storm and Wolverine that I really like.
I'm vetoing that like heavily. Like I
over T'Challa, no, but I ship it. I do not over T'Challa, but if he's not an option, I could see it. I also submit to you Thor. Okay, he's a little bit of a devil, but he's cute and the weather powers, and he's also a god. And there's a world where they have a daughter. What is her name? Is it? I forget it. Is it Thunderstorm? I think you probably seen it. There's a sketch of her. She's tall and thick and cute. She's real cute. Yeah, I ship it. I ship Thor and Storm. Also,
Thunderstorm is her name.
Thunderstorm. Yeah. Okay, I could understand the Thunderstorm, but
I mean, the man has an axe called Stormbreaker. Come on.
Oh, okay. Now you're getting in the innuendo. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's where he break down the hammer on that ass. I just took a DNA test, found I'm 100% Storm. So here's the thing. I don't stand for the Wolverine thing, frankly, because despite all of that goodness that he showed to Storm, he is never going to let Jean Grey go. That is his true.
The writers aren't going to let him in, because there was even a moment where he was like, I've been pining over Jean this whole time. I didn't realize it was right in front of me. And then they went back and like took all that back. Once another person, it's just like, come on now. Like,
well, I mean, now, if I'm not mistaken, based on what Omar and Tiffy and everybody's saying about the most recent like episode, like some of the stuff that's going on in Krakoa, they got a whole little polycube thing going on. Like there's a 3-ring room that all interconnects and all this other crazy stuff going on. So like even when Wolverine is like getting what he wants, he's still sharing, he's still simping, he's Jean. That's, I mean, just like Scott says, I mean, just like Wolverine says, these are the rules. And so if the rules are Jean and Scott, in my head, the rules are also Wolverine and Jean in terms of her being the apple of his eye and not being anything else, point blank, period. Now, we ain't gonna talk about the whole fact that Wolverine is also an old ass white man who, you know, has been around since like Civil War days. And so I'm still not 100% convinced that he didn't absorb some of those feelings from that era. We haven't, you know, I don't know if he's interacted too much with us as much. You tell me what I'm missing in the comics, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. What say you, Ty? Wolverine and Storm, or maybe Thor and Storm, or any of these relationships making you maybe think they could work, or what you think?
I mean, I've been sitting here listening to y'all go back and forth about it, and I really feel like at this point, you know what I'm saying, I agree with Michael and Steph.
What?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. I feel like when you take on the world and all of the world's woes, you deserve to be able to do whatever you want to do. And I mean, like when you out here saving the world every 5 minutes, you rushing off into danger. You're one of the most powerful people in the entire world. I mean, I can't hold myself down to one person, ground myself to one person for too long. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you know what happens when you put a pole in the ground and then you sit it out there in a thunderstorm, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like this is why you have to allow the wind to be the wind. You have to let it flow. You have to let it go where it goes because it's everywhere. And so when I think of Storm, I think of Storm just being a free spirit. And one of the prerequisites of living in Xavier's house is that you have to be open to multiple relationships. We've already talked about this last week.
Man,
listen. It's an unspoken rule, but it is what it is. I'm just saying when it comes down to it, we should never expect someone like Storm to ever be held down in a situation, because she is just that, the storm. She's everywhere all at once.
And to be fair to Wolverine, he did fight against the Confederacy in the Civil War.
Yeah. I guess he did fight against the Confederacy in the Civil War. I don't know what bathroom he was going into in the 60s. Where was you when we had to usher in the students when it was time to desegregate the school? Now, let me stop. I stand for Wolverine. I always pick him when I play Marvel vs. Capcom, so I ain't gonna sit there and shit on my boy. You know what I'm saying? But things happen, man. Things happen. But I can't get down with Wolverine and Storm. It just doesn't. I'm like Steph. I can understand the Thor, even though I probably would go with a theatrical MCU Heimdall before I go with Thor. However, I would still like to see Storm with a person of color, preferably a black person. And if anything, to balance out the fact that she has blue eyes, which I still am like, how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mad. You know, it's awesome, but I really want to see what that kid, how that turns out. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds like it'll probably be pretty interesting, especially if they have mutant powers as well.
There's a tribe in Africa of black people that got blue eyes.
I got a cousin with blue eyes.
There are a lot of black people with blue eyes. It is not as common as dare I say. I don't want to say I wish, but
Storm's not a common woman.
So I'm digging it. I am although curious as to whether or not Storm needs to be with somebody. Like, we're trying to give her a relationship, and maybe she's too independent to even have to worry about being with somebody. Maybe her best destiny is to be the queen with nobody on her arm. You know what I'm saying? Is there a room for Storm to just be violently independent and just, kind of live the life of a modern day rapper, just slaying whoever without having any commitments? I don't know, Steph. No.
Okay, so first of all, nobody said she's a modern day rapper slaying without commitments. I said that I see Storm as a serial monogamist. She likes to be in love. Clearly, she engages in relationships. She rides them out for as long as they last, and eventually they end, because that's just how it's meant to be for some people.
That's my point. Like, if they keep ending, maybe the moral is she should just have fun for the rest of her life.
Or maybe she's still trying because she loves love and hasn't accepted that it's not in the cards for her, but that doesn't mean that she's not going to make an attempt.
Are we still talking about Storm? Because I feel like,
of course, we're talking about Storm.
Nolly, I feel like at some point in time, our conversation went from X-Men to Stephanie.
To Storm's dating.
Yo, I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like Storm is receptive to the idea. It's just that it's when you think about it, most of her adult life at this point has been spent with Xavier and the X-Men. So she's living in this house, taking care of children basically, and raising these adults to be adulters, better adults. And it's it's one of those things that it's not a priority, but I'm receptive to it when it becomes an option. So when she left Xavier's house in the cartoon, in the series, she basically met up with Forge, and that kindled something. You know, that there was something able to be kindled there. But this is an option that maybe wasn't there, didn't present itself before, because she was in the house with Wolverine. That's why you can go back to X-Men, see the episode that Michael was referring to, where Wolverine and him was kicking it, because who else is there to fucking kick it with? She gonna kick it with Jubilee? She gonna kick it with Jean? Jean's got a man. Jubilee's a kid. At that point, she could keep kicking with Beast, but Beast, all he want to do is talk science and shit. So it's like you can really just chill with Wolverine, because Wolverine's gonna kick back and just relax. He's not gonna question you a lot. He's just gonna chill, and that's what she wanted in that moment, was somebody to chill with. And that in that moment, they realized they liked each other's company. So like that's what I'm saying. I think she's receptive to the idea, but I don't think that's her driving mechanism in the show or in the comic book or anything, is to go find love. I think it's just like, look, if it presents itself, you know, let's try it out, let's work it out, and you know, for however long that lasts, cool.
And now that we got Nightcrawler showing up, because there was a time in the comics where she was flirting with both Wolverine and Nightcrawler, and Nightcrawler wanted Storm bad, but she was more so leaning the Wolverine route than Nightcrawler. But Nightcrawler was trying to get that Thunderstorm real bad.
Yeah, me and Stephen looking the same way. We're like, all right, I'm sure Nightcrawler ended up with blue balls that night. Ladies and gentlemen, Vince Taylor, he'll be at the Orlando Improv this Friday and Saturday. Get your tickets right now. Steph, that doesn't entertain you, the concept of being with the furry Nightcrawler who can take you anywhere at the blink of a dime?
Don't disrespect Nightcrawler. I can show y'all some pictures.
Well, hold on. What kind of pictures he sending you? Is that your tail? I'm sorry.
They're not rated X. They like
yo,
maybe rated R, but not rated X.
Okay, a little abs and a little bit of the V below the belt, a little bit. Steph, what's your you made up a real ugly face when you that's the face. I mean, not ugly, because you can't be ugly if you wanted to try, but how you're not liking the prospect of Night Storm?
Nightcrawler, Beast. I don't do the animals. No.
Nightcrawler's not an animal, yo.
Yeah, they're not animals. They're human. They're just
a mutant, bro. He's just a mutant. He just looks a little different. That's all. You know, you don't think you can wake up next to all right.
No,
what that tail do?
I admittedly
what that tail do? Yo, come on. Send me the pictures, Michael. I mean, to show. All right, I didn't. You know what? Whatever. I don't give a fuck, man. Think what you think.
They're not so explicit that like you can show them on YouTube. They're not super graphic.
Okay, what pictures are you talking about? Because
I'm about to pull it up.
Because now I'm like, hold on. So and real quick, since you are an avid reader, give us a little bit more info on that, because I didn't know that Storm was getting hit on by Kurt. You know what I'm saying? And frankly, I can't see it. Kurt speaks he's so religious. Like, for him to try to like even holler at anybody doesn't even make no sense to me.
I mean, religious people still be fucking.
Yeah, but
that part.
Yeah, but but how do they run game? Like, how do you know what I'm saying? Hey, so
maybe they don't.
Friday.
Maybe they don't run game. Maybe they don't. Maybe Kirk just straight up. He's just like, I find you very attractive. I mean, you're beautiful. God really did his thing when he made you. He's like, I'm sorry, you are a god. Like, I'm like, what am I talking about here? Like, it's again, proximity. This is proximity we're talking about. We're talking about people that are coming into the vicinity of Aurora. That is what it is all boiling down to. I'm not saying I'm into any of y'all, but I'm not saying I'm not open to the idea of any of y'all.
Always,
you know what I mean?
It's always a team thing with you. Yeah,
I'm just saying, bro. Like it is, as long as you go through the comic books, she has been with multiple different individuals within the comic book realm. So the idea of monogamy is it's cool, but it also is like, again, this is based on proximity. These are not relationships where I went on a dating site, looked up your profile, and was like, "Oh, I like your profile," and maybe we could just start exchanging information back and forth with each other. No, this is literally you pulling up at the store that I'm at and hopping out the car and saying, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh, what's up?" You know what I mean? Like, it's that. This is what we're talking about. So I mean, like,
you check Instagram.
Oh, all right. Watch out, world. Stay tuned, everybody, because we're going to go ahead and put up some salacious photos of one Kurt Nightcrawler. But yeah, tell us more while I'm looking this up, Michael, about how exactly in the comics was Nightcrawler approaching Storm. I'm interested in this game. I'm going to have to look up this edition or whatever volume this was.
I mean, it ain't much to tell. He was just talking about how beautiful she is and things like that, and how like he just wants to, wine and dine her and be with her and all this other stuff. And then you also got to think about the fact that they are constantly, putting their lives on the line, and it's the trauma bonding and the fact that they're in that house together. And like sometimes when you're in the desert for so long, anything looks like a drink of water. Not to say that, Nightcrawler doesn't have like any gay, but like sometimes you get horny. You just want to fuck. Like,
it's just whatever.
Like I said, what that tail do? So,
I'm looking at these pictures, and he's definitely his pinups. Yeah, man. Some of these joints is yo. Oh my God. Oh, hold on, man. One of them was all right. Eat spread eagle. All right. Yeah. Let me put some of these up right quick.
Spread eagle, but he got clothes on.
Yeah.
Well, none of it is rated X.
There's not much for the imagination here, but as I'm putting these up, I'm about to put these up. Before listen, we got a lot of X-Men to discuss because we haven't even talked about the fact that your boy, I ain't even saying mine, but your boy, Charles is out there fraternizing with bitches from other planets. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't got a whole family on Earth. This nigga just left the whole fam. It was like, you know what? We'll be back. Went to get some cigarettes and didn't come back. And literally is about to give away his old memory before he decided, nah, hold on. Let me go back and check on him real quick. So we got to get into that. And I still want to talk more about Storm. But before we do that, man, we want to talk a little bit to our boy Michael, because, bro, it's been a minute since we've seen you, man. What you been up to? What's been popping in your life? I understand you missed a big event just to join us tonight, man. And we sorry about that, but you made the right decision.
Did I? I don't know. I was like, damn.
Right now, he made wrong choices.
Nah, you making it.
You rescheduling on us.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, bro. We ain't shit, bro. You could have. We would have definitely been like, yeah.
Part of me is glad that I missed it, only because I didn't realize it was a red carpet. So I would have just showed up in like some sweats, and everybody else in like full red. I would have been like, oh shit.
Now, you could have played it off though, but like, oh, y'all ain't in on the new sweatpants chic, bitch. God damn it, we played a bit of trash
like a hoodie, like a hoodie and some sweatpants and some sneakers. Everybody looking at me like, this is why we don't invite black people. Like,
oh man, what was that red carpet event? Well, I mean, what was it that you're supposed to go to?
It was the world premiere of the movie Boy Kills World, starring Bill Skarsgård. I think Sam Raimi is the director. I think.
Ooh,
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, Bill Skarsgård is the guy, one of the Skarsgård brothers, the guy that played Pennywise in the It movie. And so that's what's going on right now. And Frankie was like, you should have paid attention, because I was like, yeah, I would have showed up in sweat, because I didn't realize it was a world premiere. She was like, it literally says it in the email. I was like, all I looked at was the time and the date, And I was just like, I'm already booked. I didn't realize it was a red carpet. So I'm actually kind of glad that I, because like I said, I would have showed up just like this. Like,
Yo, that would have been a lick though. You'd have made a statement out of that, but like, hey, listen, you come as you are. Damn it, I'm here. But yeah,
if
man.
Somebody said something, I'd have been like homophobic.
We got the card all day. So you telling me that your homegirl, Frankie, is somewhere right now all alone because you decided to abandon her to join our show. I just want to say I really appreciate that, man. That's a big deal. Frankie, we just wanted to let you know that we're sorry that your boy decided that we're more important than you. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted you to know, like,
I ain't say that.
I'm just messing with you. But yeah, man, you've known Frankie for a while. How did you meet Frankie? Like, how did that if you don't mind me asking, like, what's y'all know each other?
The way I met most of my friends, like, because now I talk to like the people I met recently more than I talk to people I went to high school and stuff like that with, and a lot of it is because of the internet. Like,
right,
somebody that I know, Grandmaster Facts, he was doing an interview of Fantastic Frankie, so I pulled up on the live and I was participating in the live, and she was like, "Who is this Black Gay Comic Geek? I like what he's saying. I need to follow him." And so then we just started talking, and then eventually we met in person at the Suicide Squad screening. What was it, in 2022? We met in person, and then we just started hanging out. And so yeah, like pretty much everybody that I know now that I talk to, even with you guys, like I'm through the internet, through me making content, either I reached out to them or they reached out to me, and then we just started talking.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when you first did the event with Frankie, you say that the stuff that you were saying, she's like, I need to. What was y'all talk about? Like, what was the content?
I forgot. I don't remember. She was being interviewed, and it was just talking about a bunch of nerd stuff, and I was just in the comments, like agreeing with her and commenting and everything like that, and adding my 2 cents.
That's how I thought you.
Nolly did.
Because I never heard of her before that. She never heard of me before that. It was just somebody, but the person that was interviewing her, I knew, and like it was a mutual, and so I pulled up on his live to support him. And then it was, and then all of a sudden, 2.5 years later, she and I are married. So
that's what I was going to get to. Like, my next question was like, you guys. I mean, forgive me for being observant. You know what I'm saying, and just kind of just watching. But I ain't gonna lie, I've stalked the IG. I got to do it for research purposes, But I mean, even before we had you on the show, I was like, yo, this dude know what the fuck you talking about. Like, I used to love going on the New Blurred Order. So, and then you have a new clip, and you're so forthright. Like, you be like, I'm gonna post this shit, but I don't know, for some reason my last video didn't get as much video as views as it should have. So y'all need to go back and watch that shit. But anyway, right now I'm gonna go ahead and do this right here. And like, you was always like so candid, so open. And I even love how you come at people like, okay, hold the fuck up. This dude made this stupid ass comment, and like, you go off on motherfuckers. Like, I love that. And then when I would see some videos where you and Frankie were like going to, certain like award shows or movie premieres, I was like, yo, they look like they've known each other since like middle school. But you say that's not the case. At what point in time did y'all start actually kicking it? Like, was there? I mean, forgive me if I'm being too personal, but we're fans of Frankie as well, and she's showed up here as well, and we've
actually gonna start asking for my social. Like, what's?
I need it for my taxes. That's all. That's
trust me. Trust me. That my credit score says jump in the womb and try again. So you could try it if you want.
All right, cool. If you see Jordan's on this, let me not do the credit score. But yeah, like, at what point in time did y'all make the leap from internet friends who comment on each other's posts to friends that linked up and go to events together and stuff like that? And what was the experience like when y'all first started kicking it in person?
It kind of happened organically in the sense, because like we were talking back and forth online all the time, like nerd content. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Yada, yada, yada. Right. And then, like I said, we met up at a premiere for the Suicide Squad. And then all of a sudden, like, we were getting, and then of course, now that we know each other, because for all I know, we probably were at events before that. We just didn't know who each other were, so it didn't really matter. But then, like, we just started going to more and more events every so often. Then sometimes I'll get invited to something that she doesn't, so I'm like, hey, you want to be my plus one? Or like tonight, she got that red carpet premiere, was like, you want to be my plus one? And so like it just became a thing.
Okay. And now y'all tight, like y'all like y'all going back like fees on crack, bro. Y'all look tight as hell. Maybe one of these days we might be lucky enough to be able to speak with both of y'all. But
yeah, I always say, like, for the most part, whenever you see me at something major or anything like that, you're gonna see Frankie right next to me. So like,
have y'all ever disagreed on anything?
Oh, we disagree all the time, but nothing like to the point where like fuck you, like nothing like that. But like, yeah, we disagree all the time.
What do y'all disagree about? I know she's very. I mean, it appears based on our conversation, she's very protective of DC Comics.
Oh yeah, I'll be talking all the time because she was still watching The Flash after The Flash became trash, and I'm just like, come on now, like. So we talk about that, like with CW. I'm like, her favorite show was Gotham City Knights, and I'm like, she's like, wait a minute. she always says it's not the case, but yeah, like she's really hard. She goes hard for DC.
Yeah, we need somebody to rep DC like that, because I know she put me in my place. I was sitting there trying to tell her like, yo, the DC Comics was too white. And she was like, so what are you saying about the Avengers? And I was like, well, they had. So it was like, yeah, it took them how long to get a black person? How long? Like, who had to so, oh yeah, Cyborg in the first Justice League movie. What do you guys say about it? I was like, all right, my bad. You know what I'm saying? She knows her shit. It is what it is. But I digress. I'm glad that you did spend this time with us, and we might, if you all stick around, for those that are watching, we might even play the Boy Kills World trailer in this thing. So stay close. And I want to say peace to our homie Ty, who had to go, unfortunately, but it is us four. And we just got a few more things that I wanted to ask y'all about Storm. But before we do, yes, please, Steph.
Oh, I just wanted to follow up, Vince. I feel like you were starting to ask a question earlier that was going to be interesting, and I interrupted because I needed to give my Storm hot takes. But I think we were going to ask Michael, what do you have coming up? What are you excited about that you're working on, pondering, get ready to watch in the near future? What should we be looking forward to from you?
Please.
What do I got coming up? So this weekend, actually, if you're in the New York area, Schaumburg is doing a big old event. It's like one of the black-owned libraries, things like that. And so they do like a panel or in a comic event, I think every year, every 2 years. I think it's every 2 years because I don't remember there being one last year. But I'm going to be on two panels, one with Frankie actually on Friday or Saturday. I don't remember the dates. I just know I'm on two panels on Friday and Saturday, both at like 2:30. One is about LGBTQ representation in comics. I think that one is on Friday, and then one on Saturday about the importance of representation in media. That's the one that I'm on with Frankie. And so if you're in the New York area, pull up with Schaumburg. And then also this weekend on after that. So I'm doing the Schaumburg panel Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, Disney is flying me out to LA for like a Black Creator Summit. So I'm going to appear on the lot. So I'm going to tour the Disney Studios on Monday, the 29th. And then on Tuesday, I get to spend the whole day in Disneyland. First time going to Disneyland, never been to Disneyland. And so that's gonna be fun with a bunch of other Black creators. I don't know if you guys know Nikki Marina. I know she's gonna be there with me. I don't know who else is gonna be there. And then I come back.
Flew out?
Yeah, flew out, hotel paid for, all that stuff. I'm like, thank you, because I don't got no. If you would have said, "Oh, we want to invite you, but you gotta pay for your hotel," I'd be like, "Thanks, so no thanks, I don't got no money." About that. I'm looking for another job. So if anybody knows any jobs that are paying that are not sales, I'm trying to quit this job that I got because this commission job ain't hitting. I get paid on Friday. My commission check is $1,000. What the fuck I'm supposed to do with that? But yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But
so if you're looking for amazing content creation, commentary, sounds like our boy has some time. So reach out. What else? What else do you like to do? What would be your dream job?
Honestly, my dream, I would love to host like a Black Gay version of The View, like nerdy Black Gay version of The View.
Literally.
Yes.
That's what I would like. That's what I would like to do.
That's
I dig it.
kind of what we want to do. But the gay part, I think you do a lot better. I don't have that much is in here. I am curious. Flued out. Do you apply? Do they?
Oh no, they just slid in my email. It was just like, hey, we doing this. I was like, oh, absolutely. Like, what?
I mean, but I'm as my mind is just is matriculating through the steps up to that. Is there? Because I mean, one of our panelists, Tiffy, who can't be here with us today. I think you probably know Tiffy Starchild.
Yeah, I know Tiffy.
Yeah,
she gets these events all the time, and it's kind of it's really. For her, it's very easy to see because she's so Disney she's a lot of Disney content. So we can easily see Disney be like, okay, for an X-Men fan like yourself, who's so huge on Marvel and so huge on DC, I'm wondering, like, where the connection was made from Disney. How did they, like, were you referred to them as you should have been? Did somebody drop anything in their ear? Did you ever?
That part you asking questions that's above my pay grade, because I ask all the time. Like, because like when I what was it, like a week or two ago, I got invited to tour the Marvel Studio offices in New York because they were doing they were doing a thing with Coca-Cola. And so I got to tour the Marvel Studios and then go to see the big Coca-Cola premiere and the event. And I asked the lady, I was like, how did you find me? And she was like, because you worked with Marvel before, and then your name was floated to us. And so like things like that, I never know. Like when people just send me emails, it's like, hey, I want to work. But in general, a lot of times I'll get things. It's because I look up who I need to look up, and then I send an email, and either they respond or they don't. So like, for example, when I started like getting screeners from Marvel, I looked up like Marvel's media contact, Disney contact, or whatever, and I was just like, and this was like right during the COVID right before WandaVision came out. I was just like, hey, my name is Michael, Black Gay Comic Geek. This is what I do. And this is when I had like 2,000 followers on YouTube, and that's all I had. And I was just like, hey, I review movies and TV shows and comic books and everything like that from a Black queer perspective. I would love to be able to get like an early screening for WandaVision. Didn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, a month later, I got an email. It was like, here's the early screening for WandaVision. Or interview with the vampire. I looked up the AMC press person. I was like, hey, I'm a Black gay person. This show is about a Black gay vampire. I would love to get like a screening to review, the first season. And then like 2 weeks before the show dropped, I got the screening. I tried to hit them up for season 2. They haven't hit me up, ghosted. So like I said, they either respond or they don't. But generally, like, or Netflix, every time something comes out, I'm like, hey, I see Blood of Zeus season 2 is going to get a season 2. Can I get a screening for that? And then they respond or they don't. So that's usually what happens. Or like when I got my first red carpet, I hit up, now that I have that Disney contact, because my first red carpet was for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And I was like, and I told Frankie, I was like, because I saw mad people getting invites to like Spider-Man Homecoming, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, Frankie, next year, I'm telling you, I don't know who I need to contact, whose dick I need to suck, but we are going to a red carpet next year. And then lo and behold, and so I was just sending out emails and everything like that. And then lo and behold, out the blue, I got the emails like, we would cordially like to invite you to the red carpet premiere of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. First person I called, I said, Frankie, sit down. You're gonna be my plus one.
Hey.
So I say all that to say, because a lot of times content creators think that because they have a certain amount of following, because they have like 100,000 or 1 million followers, that they should just get emails, or that people should just reach out to them. And a lot of times that the people that are the ones that are making those decisions, they're not the ones that are following you. So they don't know who you are just because you got 2 million followers. You need to put yourself out there. And then eventually, like, yeah, sometimes you'll get random, like the Disney email. I didn't know who that person was. They just sent me the email. So yeah, eventually stuff like that happens, and eventually stuff like that comes. But even still, even though I'm still getting those emails, I still put myself out there and be like, hey, I want to get a screening for this, or I want to get a screening for that, or I want to get a screening for that. So like, yeah, you got to put in the work. Now I just got to try to figure out how to translate that into money, because yeah, I get the opportunities, but there are a lot of free opportunities. Now I need to figure out how to translate that to like paid opportunities so I can quit my job.
Well, I mean, it's taking me it's taking everything in my being to ask.
It's fine. It seems like companies only want to reach out to pay me when it's Pride Month. After Pride Month, them checks dry up.
All right. So just to be clear, you did get the invite to the carpet without having to perform any activities on anybody. So everything worked out correctly.
There was no casting couch.
Just making sure that we didn't have a whole Harvey, any casting, anything like that. But I'm very curious about that first, because the excitement that you're showing with just receiving the letter and showing Frankie and inviting her is crazy. What was the actual first time you were getting dressed and then you showed up and then there's stars around you and you're taking pictures with people? Like, walk us through like that first time that you got. I mean, and the fact that I'm saying first time is ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many more. And it's got to the point where, look, like, Steph, Nelly, look, this ain't shit for Michael now. Like, he's like, I remember my first little red carpet, you know what I'm saying? It was cute or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I'm still excited because like compared to other people, like they had a red carpet every week. Me, I've only been to like what, like 4 or 5.
It's only been to 4 or 5. I've never been
I say that compared to other people. Again, they had a red carpet every week. Like I only recently in the last like 3 years just started getting invites to stuff. Like, so like every opportunity I get, even if it's just a regular screener, I appreciate all of it. Like, cause I remember me during the days, I'm just like, damn, like I wish I can get an early screen. I wish I can get this. I wish I can get that. So like, I'm not to the point that I'm jaded for any, like, no, like I said, like, I appreciate every opportunity that I get. I'm grateful for every opportunity that I get. Or anybody that wants to reach out to me. I don't care if you got 1 million followers or you got 200 followers. You hit me up and email me, be like, hey, I want to have you as a guest on my show. Or I want to ask you a couple questions. Let's talk. I don't care. I don't care who you are. As long as you're respectful and everything like that, you reach out to me. I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to talk to anybody who's willing to talk to me. So
you heard it here first. Black Gay Comic Geek is available for hire and for guests, even if you ain't got a following. That's true gentlemanship. Now, I am still curious though about the experience. That first one you said was Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yeah. Second one was
the second. It was Doctor Strange Part 2.
The first one was Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Not Multiverse. So Multiverse was the second one, right?
No, Multiverse of Madness was the first one.
It's the second Doctor Strange movie, the first event that he did red carpet for.
Yeah, that's second movie, the first one. Yeah, it's his first red carpet premiere.
For me, but I picked up what you was trying to put down, and I put it down for you gently.
Okay, thank you.
I was like, it was the second one. All right, so just real quick before we get back into X-Men, which we have to do because we still ain't even touched the surface on everything that's going on. Can you just walk us through, like, let us be the invisible parrot on your shoulder that night? Like, walk us through what it's like to be there with your good friend Frankie, and you show up at Multiverse. Do you see stars? Who do you see? Do you meet anybody? I mean, is it a life-changing night? Is it, this wasn't as big a deal as I thought it was? Like, just talk to us about that experience, homeboy.
Oh no, of course. You see the stars there. You see stars that aren't in the movie, other people from other Marvel properties. And depending on, because there's also sections of the red carpet where it's like, if you're somebody, you're on this side. If you just get an invite, you on this side. So sometimes there's moments, and this happened on accident, where like they shut down part of the red carpet, and so the stars were on, but I didn't realize they shut that part off. So I was still walking, and so then I got to take a picture with and talk to Ryan Coogler. And got a picture of Ryan Coogler for Black Panther. Then somebody realized it was like, no, you're supposed to be on this side, homeboy. Like, I still got my picture. I still got my picture though.
Ryan Coogler was like, this dude is part of the movies. He's like, no, but I want to be. That's cool. All right. So what else happened? That's interesting as hell.
But yeah, like you make your content. Like we made a bunch of content, made a picture. Like I don't know if you know that sound where it's like I was supposed to go to Target. I don't know how I ended up here. I did that with the red carpet premiere. Me and Frankie with the red carpet premiere. It was good. It was fun. Like I love it. And it's like it's at that moment where you feel like everything, all the videos that you've been making, like you feel like, damn, it's paid off. Like the fact that we're here, the fact that I'm, I got this opportunity. It's like, not to say I made it. I definitely haven't made it, because if I made it, I'd be, working full time and, have my gay show or whatever. But it's still telling me like it was a validating experience to be able to do that and then get invited again and go through another one, go to another one and another one. So, the hard work definitely is paying off. But like I said, I just wanted to get to the point that now I can quit my job and not work fucking commission anymore, because this commission ain't hitting.
Yeah.
What's a premiere that you are dying to get an invite to? What's something coming out in the next year or two that you're like, okay, I want to be on the red carpet for this one?
Honestly, it's coming up, but I won't be here because of the Disney thing. But Interview with the Vampire season 2, I was having that red carpet premiere on Tuesday the 30th in New York, and I'm gonna be in New York. I'm gonna be in LA, and so I can't go. I was just like, Granted, nobody they didn't send me an email, but I would again find out who I need to email and try to get in. And if they don't respond, homophobic. Especially because, like I said, the main guy. The show is about a black gay man. I am a black gay man that reviews content. Put me on that fucking red carpet. But like that's one that I really would like to go to. That I can't. But so I'm gonna try. But also I'm gonna try to see if I can get to Deadpool. Fingers crossed.
Ooh.
Fingers crossed on that.
Nice.
Hey, I don't usually do this, but Michael, you've been so nice to us and you've been so cool with us. I think you should go ahead and hit that interview with the vampire joint. And I wouldn't do it, but I'll go ahead and I'll attend the Disney event for you. I don't want to.
I mean, we both bald and wear glasses. They won't know.
Let me
just say you're Michael, Black Gay Comic Geek. They won't know.
Welcome to my safe gaming. I get it right on that.
But you got to get crayons and draw the tattoo on because they know I got the tattoo. So
let me get this. I'm like, hey, gay. Welcome. Hold on. Wait a
minute. Don't stereotype me now. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I got that off. All right, my bad. I might have went too far. My apologies, Michael. But yeah, I got to get this thing right here. You know what I'm saying? And then, all right, guys. So today we're talking about Storm and he got the whole setup, bro. I can't be as good, bro. So my apologies. And yeah, my bad. Sometimes
you have to grow out your beard though.
Yeah, I can't get the wraparound, bro. So that's the big difference. They gonna know it ain't me because they be like, well, hold on, where the wraparound? I'll be like, man, I left it back in Jersey, man. I ain't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we never really got a chance to talk about Interview with the Vampire. What did you think about it?
Oh, I loved it.
Did you love it? And be honest with me, would you have loved it as much if they didn't make it about black people? Like, because I mean, there was original with Brad Pitt and Tom.
Yeah.
And then they changed the same characters.
A white man.
What the wolf? White. Did you think that it lived up? I thought it was phenomenal. And one thing that doesn't get enough, in my opinion, play. There's two elements of it that I don't think got enough attention. Was the girl that came in, the Kristen, who played the role of the daughter. She was
something. Bailey. Her last name is Bailey. I don't remember. But she was an Avatar.
She killed that role. But one thing that doesn't get a lot of play is the soundtrack was phenomenal. I literally downloaded the soundtrack for Interview with the Vampire, but I'm a huge symphonic orchestra geek as well. So for me, I
didn't listen to the soundtrack.
Oh my God, bro! If you're into melodic sounds and if you like strings and instruments and orchestra and symphony, like I'm a big John Williams, Hans Zimmer guy. This soundtrack delivered to me. But anyway, what was it for you, bro? What did you love the most about it?
Honestly, I think the fact that them making Louis black and also dealing with his blackness made the character and made the show that much more interesting. Because a lot of times when they do, and I don't have a problem with like race swapping or race bending or anything like that, but a lot of times when they do that to characters, they change their outward appearance, but then they do nothing else with the character. Like they don't deal with the fact that they're also black. Like what was the fact that you make Nick Fury black and he's the guy that's in the government, that's the highest ranking government official, but you don't really talk about what that took for a black man to get that position and be in that and be in that, and then dealing with the white people around him and having to give orders to those type of people like that. That's the types of storylines that I want to see. And then also, yes, with some things, if you make a character go from black to white, there are some things that won't change, but overall, there are ways that I walk into the world as a black man that I wouldn't do if I was somebody white. There are places and friends that I wouldn't have. And it's the same thing I talk about because people always say, like, when it comes to like being gay, like, oh, I don't mind if a character is gay so long as being gay isn't their whole personality. I'm like, being gay is my whole fucking personality because me being gay determines what I am interested or not interested in watching. Sometimes I'll watch a show because I found out that it has a gay character. Just like sometimes I'll watch a show because I'm like, ooh, this black character, it looks interesting. Being gay and being black determines how I walk through the world. It determines what spaces I don't feel comfortable or comfortable being in. What policy decisions I feel comfortable or not comfortable supporting, politicians, etc. With the things I'm interested in, things that I'm reading, it's like it's my whole personality. So a lot of times when they do race bending with characters, they don't do that. It's just that they're black, and then they're pretty much literally the same character from the comics, and it's like, So that's the thing with Interview with the Vampire, that they did a really good job where they made Louis black and they dealt with his blackness at every single facet of the story. And then also they dealt with his gayness at every single facet of the story.
Yo, to piggyback, first of all, I'm in the background like, hallelujah, everything you just said. For all the everybody, don't make it like your gayness, your blackness. This is who you are. Like, it dictates what the fuck you think, what you decide to watch, where, who you vote for, all of those things. And so I think that that's something that needed to be said and needs to be put out there. And I also think that it's true because in the Interview with the Vampire, they could have just made him black and just been, a black version of Brad Pitt, whatever. But no, they specifically went there in an episode where, Steph, you'll like this. What's his name again? Damien what's the black vampire? What was his name? I can't remember his name at the moment. But he
it's about Louis.
I think Louis was his name. Yeah, the one he was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Louis.
Okay.
The character's name is Louis.
Louis, thank you. So Louis, Steph, moves into an all-white neighborhood. These vampires rich, like they got money like that. That's how they always are, right? And they're getting, because he's a black guy in a neighborhood. Now he got the Klan and all the races coming out. So my man puts a no whites allowed sign. No whites allowed in the civil rights era in like one of the most fanciest spots on this street in New Orleans. All right. No whites allowed. Everything was fine with the racism he was receiving, with the death threats he was getting, but you should have seen the way they melted like snowflakes when all of a sudden they were not allowed to enter this plush black man's establishment. I had never seen nothing like that before, Steph. No whites allowed. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. I ain't seen no shit like that before, especially not from some vampires. So when he's talking about how Louis actually wasn't just a black vampire, but he was a vampire that was black. You know what I'm saying? Like he embodied that shit. And he had to deal with the whole concept because him and the other one were lovers as well. But then he had, a whole other relationship. I thought that was genius, bro. Genius. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure we could pick on some other things that happened in that as well. I'm sorry. I this is the first time I get to speak with somebody who actually watched that as well, because I watched it, loved it, and I can't wait for part 2 to come out as well. But I do have to bring it back, especially since our version of Storm is going to be leaving here pretty soon. Steph. I did want to bring it back to X-Men real quick and some of these lovely depictions of Nightcrawler that we were given from our boy.
You can't rock with that. You can't.
Steph is not.
He don't look that hairy right there. He ain't that hairy there.
Steph,
honestly, it's the tail that's throwing me off. It's even the blue I kind of can deal with on a human figure, and he doesn't look that hairy. But the tail, also the yellow eyes, he looks jaundiced, and it would make me concerned for his health. I couldn't do it.
Jaundiced. All right, that might not have been your one. All right, but can you resist Nightcrawler when he's laying on apocalyptic Earth, just looking into your eyes with fire coming out?
Okay, definitely not. He looks extra furry there, and he also looks more white in that one. In his features.
I'm trying, Michael. I'm trying. All right. Well, what about pool stick or sword?
Oh, please. No, not this. Give me a half soy almond latte chai. He looks like a blue gentrifier in that one. Absolutely not.
Not a gentrifier.
Yeah.
You saying he just walked out of a Brooklyn pool house?
Just came out of Starbucks.
Honestly.
All right. Well, what about maybe? Oh, you mean they have a jacuzzi here at the Ritz-Carlton? Nightcrawler? No, Steph, no, still not.
No. I don't understand why the answer is always going to be no. It's always going to be no. But before I have to go in a few, I do have one X-Men thing I want to bring up, and I would love to get Michael's opinion on. So this really stuck out to me. When Madeline was arguing with everybody, talking about, I'm not no fucking clone, fuck your science. And she was like, Storm would have believed me. I was like, oh, don't put Storm into your white lady nonsense. Don't evoke my girl in this moment. I do not think Storm would have believed her. I think she would have defend her friend, maybe, but I feel like she has enough common sense and belief in the science and in what B said to be like, girl, you need to calm down. Like, you still can be here, but it sounds like you are a clone and you need to deal with it. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that moment of Jean evoking the name of Storm, who was not there, not Jean, Madeline, talking about Storm would have believed me when she did not want to face reality.
Yeah, I think if anything, Storm would have been the one to talk her down and make her see reason, because everybody else was kind of looking at her with the screw face and was just like, "Oh, this bitch don't belong." But Storm would have kind of been like, "Look, let's calm down. Let's take emotion out of this, and let's actually listen to some of what." Like, I think she would have been the one to like make her see reason, as opposed to like, I don't think she would have just believed her, but I think she would have got her to tone that white lady down, basically.
I agree. I think she's the friend I feel like that will be loving but tell you the truth. Like, bitch, you're a clone. You're still my girl. Don't get that wrong, but like, you are a clone. So we have to deal with that. But I'm a ride for you, but you're a clone.
Steph, you think that Storm would have advised Madeline to take the name Madeline, or you think Storm would have said, "Of course, that's your Scott. Take your Scott. You had a whole baby by him." Which side do you think she would have fallen on?
I think she'd have said both. I think she'd have said, all right, so your name is Madeline, but you are Scott's baby mother, and you have every right to fight for your man.
Wow.
But one thing I will say about the X-Men show, like, I do feel like with the pacing of, like, it's very rushed. So, like,
you think so?
I do feel like it's very real. Like, episode 3, where the whole Madeline thing happened, I feel like that could have been 3 episodes in and of itself. And then even at the end of the episode, where she was just like, "Call me Madeline," I said, "Bitch, where you get that name from?" Like,
right.
Or even like with Storm and Ford, just like, "Oh, I love you. Y'all just spent 2 days together. What you mean you love each other?" Like,
oh, you definitely
like, even with the whole Genosha thing.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
she does not love that man.
Well, not even just her saying it, but him saying it too. Like, I'm just like, y'all just met. Like, I feel like things are too rushed. Or even with like the whole Genosha thing, part of me was just like, we just got like, I wish we got to spend more time in Genosha before it was just taken away, because like, you didn't really give me time to really care about it. But then on the flip side of that, my counteraction to that, especially after Bo DeMaio released this statement, because he said he modeled the whole Genosha thing after what happened to like Pulse nightclub and what happened to like 9/11 and everything like that. And part of the reason, like, a lot of time, and then even with him like destroying Gambit or taking away Gambit's life, he's like, part of the reason we put Gambit in the crop top and everything like that is because he wanted the audience to care for Gambit, and he wanted the audience to feel like there's a lot of storyline to tell with Gambit. And when you think about things of like Pulse nightclub or 9/11 or like random acts of violence, we don't get, you always say, "Oh, I wish I had more time."
Yeah, you
don't get that time. Sometimes, a life is taken away from you before they actually live up to their potential. And so when you explain it in that way, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. But then at the same time, I'm like, but it's also a show where you actually tell and craft your narrative. And for my audience perspective, I'm like, yeah, I wish we got to spend more time in Genosha before you took it away. Cause then it's like, I don't really care that you took it away, but it's like,
But doesn't that give us more yearning for Krakoa though? Isn't that exactly why they destroyed it?
We see what's happening with Krakoa right now. Like,
well, yeah, but that's later on in the saga. Like the introduction of Krakoa, like with Magneto at the helm, which we still haven't debated over whether or not Cable's going to come back in time with his next journey to kind of make it so that everything that happened in episode 5 goes, back in time. But doesn't it kind of have its purpose of giving you that glimpse of mutant freedom and everybody at the Juneteenth parade at the beginning of the Genosha episode, and then killing it just so that they can remake it the same way they did with Storm? Like, isn't this kind of thematic now? This is what they're doing. They're fucking up shit just to bring it back in greater fashion, Michael?
Maybe, because who knows if they're gonna go the Krakoa route? Because like, if they're gonna go the route of the comics, it took years between Genosha and Krakoa. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe they might do Krakoa in season 3, but if especially with the mutants being an allegory of black people, every time we get some shit, white people got to come in and destroy it. So like,
literally. with the robots.
Yeah, mutants can't be happy. Can never be happy. Like, so I guess who knows? Maybe hopefully they get the Rada Krakoa. Hopefully it gets to stay, but who knows? I don't know.
Well, we got a Krakoa, then a Raku, then a whole other thing. But speaking of,
because even with this new era X-Men, Krakoa's gone. Araku's like what?
Well, Araku
got me saying Arako.
I didn't say Araku. I mean, maybe I did on accident. You're probably right. Yeah, I did. Yeah. But real quick before we find we'll probably start wrapping up here pretty soon. I do have some more questions about some of the things that went on in X-Men that I frankly am confused about. Like, who exactly was the demon again? Like, what did I want to get into that, but real quick, I think we got to let Steph go. Steph's got a life to save somewhere, I'm sure, and some important things to do. So unfortunately, Steph's going to have to leave us. Our Storm, our Aurora is going to be out. So damn.
She said, "Nah, I ain't even want. I'm out."
All right, so Steph, on the way out, man. Anything to say right quick?
Oh, just always a pleasure to hang out and chat with you, Michael. Thank you for joining us. Loved having the backup because we be seeing eye to eye on things.
Yes.
And I look forward to tuning in and watching the stuff I'm gonna miss today.
I won't talk about. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Steph. Steph's going to head on out to the background. I will give her a graceful exit.
That was a threesome.
Hey,
Hey,
it is what it is. I don't know if I my tail ain't like Nightcrawler, so just gonna go ahead and doubt it.
Like, just the Wolverine, Jean, and Cyclops throuple.
It is what it is. I'll be in the polycube, you know what I'm saying? Just knock on the door before you come in because I might not have to close it. Anyway, so check it out. Here's what I'm curious about, and Nolly, maybe you can help me as well. So, Storm originally lost her powers. We all know this. She lost her powers. Why? Can anybody answer me why she lost her powers? Nobody?
they never want black women to be great. I don't know.
You mean like
what happened in that first episode? I remember she got shot trying to save Magneto, but how is it that she got shot, lost her powers, and then all she had to do was fight off a demon to get it back? Somebody please break this down for me, please. I'm just trying to.
I found it because I felt the same way. But I was just like, this shot literally changed her whole DNA.
Right.
How does getting your strength make you suddenly change your DNA? I guess it's the same power that she used to get her edges back. But it turns out that when Forge did his thing in Life Death Part 1, it actually worked. Yeah. It actually worked, but kind of like Spider-Man 2, when he was all depressed and shit like that, his powers, he lost his powers. So because she was still depressed in her feelings, she didn't have access to it, but it was like the strength, like her coming into her strength and all that stuff, and getting her mojo back. How Stella got her groove back, how Storm got her groove back. Her getting her mental groove is what allowed her power to come back. So technically she should have got her powers back last week, but because she was all depressed, that's why it didn't work.
But the demon aspect of it, what was his name again? Adversary. What? I'm trying to figure out like the correlation. I mean, when did the demon come into play? Was it Forge's fault? I mean, I know these are a few episodes back, but I'm just trying to kind of like piece these together. Now I know I'm trying to make sense out of an animated series about mutants that exist on Earth, and I get it. It's it's all make believe, but I guess X-Men normally does such a pretty good job of explaining things. I think in this particular instance, I feel like it didn't get really. Like it didn't really make as much sense as I wish it did, but it is what it is. The next thing that needs to be discussed is Daddy and how Daddy just left everybody so he could be out there with his new little hussy who out there trying to tell us that he don't need to come on back home. Like Nolly, this dude was literally saying stuff like, oh, why don't you come and let's have a honeymoon on Earth? And she's like, quit trying to, you don't really lie that good. Like what did she say? She said something like, you should really find a better way to cloak what you're really trying to say. And then, I mean, she's got this dude living basically kind of like his queen, if I can keep it real, because I mean, he's sitting there, he doesn't need to show his powers. And then all of a sudden she's telling him not only to forget where you came from, but literally to forget where you came from. Like fuck your memories. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going on, Nolly? Talk to me.
She said, if you loved me, you would let me give you a lobotomy. She's like every evil stepmother. She said, fuck them kids. You with me now. And this is what's going to happen. And I don't want your baby mama calling me. And you not going to Lil Charles's softball games no more because we got brunch on the weekends. And I'm not trying to drive through the Milky Way ghetto anymore because I got to roll my windows up and make sure the doors are locked. And I don't like that.
Is that sound about right, Michael? You think she just kind of want to keep Charles barefoot and pregnant out there in the middle of the universe? What's going on?
I mean, Lalandra, no, but Deathbird, yes. Because I mean, Lalandra even said, like, go visit them. Like, if you want to see your X-Men, go send them a holocube or whatever. Like, go talk to them. Xavier is the one that's kind of like, nah, I don't want them to see me like this. But also, to be fair to Xavier, because I know you mentioned calling him like a deadbeat dad. It's not like he left just because he left. Like, he was about to die. The only reason he went off is because they had the technology and the ability to heal him. He just hasn't been back since because, he was getting that PR poontang. He got
and who could blame him? But well, I mean, but he's walking now. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
he's not actually walking. He's wearing an exoskeleton.
Yeah.
Like,
he's wearing an exoskeleton, but he has the strength.
Take that skeleton off. He back in that yellow wheelchair.
My point is, he's made such progress with the place that he is that he's now comfortable walking out in public. He's been healed, bro. He could have been went home, sent the telegraph. Them motherfuckers think he's dead, bro. They think he's dead. He don't even communicate. He is a telepathic mutant. He could communicate. He could send some sort of text message, whether it be blue or green, to Earth and let him know, yo, I'm cool. I made it home. But nah, them motherfuckers think he's dead. He's got his mortal enemy in Eric, or whatever you want to call him, Magnus. And now he's leading his old team, his X-Men. I don't know, Michael. It's not jiving well for me. That's why I call him a deadbeat. Yeah, he might have needed to get patched up a little bit, but the nigga had plenty of time to send a paper plane home. It's not like he's dealing with a ratchet ass spot. This chick rolled up on him, called it a Milky Way ghetto because
she wasn't lying though. She wasn't lying though.
Oh yeah. So we're in the Milky Way ghetto. That's what you're trying to say. You just gonna fuck with Jupiter like that, Neptune, Pluto. Like, we're not just talking about just certain.
Why do you think aliens don't pull up?
Exactly. Where the aliens at?
They know better. They fly past Earth and lock their windows and make sure everything's.
Anytime you talk about they talk about a UFO sighting, what do they see? They see it leaving, so they come pull up and they like, nah, this shit the ghetto. Let's go back.
They said we need gas, but we don't need it that bad. We can make it to the next.
Let's go back to the International Empire, Wakanda. Like,
oh my god, yo. So, but you see my point though, right? Like, it's not like he's over there on a deathbed. The motherfuckers they made him a whole exoskeleton. He's out there walking, he holding hands, they looking in each other's eyes. They practically married, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, I just want to check on my kids right quick. I give him credit for that, but why does he keep asking for permission instead of just being like, yo, I need to go home? He finally did it at the end. Why did he take so long to do that? Why? I'll tell you why. Because now he realized he should have been there the whole time. He just got the message that that shit's going down. Am I wrong?
I mean, I still think like Lalandra's an empress and he's in her kingdom. Like, of course, he got to ask for permission. Like,
well, yeah, that is true. Yeah,
he's not going to disrespect the empress.
yeah, there is that part. All right. Well, anyway, I still think that he could have done a little better. And the question I have now is, what do you think comes next, Michael? Do you think? And now, granted, I know you probably read these and probably know exactly what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Unless
I don't, because like this is different from the con. Like he was there when Genosha had. Nah, he wasn't like there. He wasn't at Genosha, but he was on Earth when it happened. So like this is different.
Okay, good. That helps this question out. What do you think happens next? Do you think that he shows up back on Earth and he resumes leadership? Do you think he has a tussle with Magnus? I mean, who's no longer alive, if I'm not mistaken, so that doesn't happen. Do you think
I don't think Magneto's dead. I think he's injured. Okay. I don't think he's dead. We didn't see a body like we saw with Gambit.
Okay, so what is this then? If we didn't see a body, then what is, pray tell, this right here. And who is that?
That's Gambit. That's what I said. Like Gambit.
Oh, okay. All right, that's Gambit. Okay, why can I see? I don't. Okay, cool. You said you can't feel you. Okay, I got it. So yeah, I was saying that last week, and
remember, you said I can't feel you. That's her alluding to the fact that like she was able to feel Magneto.
But that's why I thought it was Magneto, because she could feel Magneto, and so
it remember sense. Also like the whole thing was she left, she gave up Magneto, and plus you can see the hair, like you see a little bit of the red hair.
Okay,
in that, back. Like you can see his red hair.
Yeah, I guess
that's Gambit.
Gambit. Remember, she was like, "I can't feel you," and I was really high, so I was sobbing. Like crocodile tears.
You definitely 30 minutes ahead of me.
But yeah, I don't think Magneto. Right. I don't think Magneto's dead.
All right. Well, we'll see. So, what do you think Charles is going to do when he gets back?
He's gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck you do with my shit? Like, I let you play with my toys for 1 minute, and then you destroy it."
I'm gone for 2 years, and you motherfuckers can't. I don't even know if it's been that long. I don't even think it's been that long. All right, well, we'll see what happens.
No, anything. It may, if anything, it might start to have Charles. Talk about maybe they might go the route of Krakoa. Like Charles has always been about respectability politics when it comes to human beings. Until eventually, like we got to the point with Krakoa, he was just like, you know what, I tried to do the thing with humans and mutants walking hand in hand. At this point, fuck y'all. Like we're gonna build our own nation, and we'll still help you out, but we're gonna be over here. Y'all be over here. So maybe that might start planting the seeds to that.
Yeah,
and a little bit of that in the middle of a little bit of that arrogance, and then maybe like we get to season 2, between the arrogance of Magneto and the arrogance of Charles Xavier, maybe we'll get to see Onslaught.
Ooh.
Who knows?
Man, I'm still okay. Well, let's hope we do get to see that. Last question about X-Men. Then I got a couple other things I want to ask you about.
Well, one thing I wanted to say, because you said you were a little confused about the whole Adversary and Forge and that connection. Yeah, they didn't really talk about it, but like in the comics, Forge comes from a long line of like Indian shaman, and he was trained in magic to be able to stop and fight against and protect against the Adversary, but he rejected that magical training. Like you saw he had that magic book that he said belonged to his mother. He rejected his like magical training and went and joined the army. And then so they kind of brushed off and like didn't really talk about that, but that's like the whole connection to the Adversary. Like that's his people's demon, more or less, but he kind of like latched on to Storm.
Oh, okay. So
and that's why Forge knew the spell to like banish him, because he was trained since birth to take out the Adversary, but he kind of like rejected that training.
Well, so I mean, because they didn't really interact as much. I mean, he spoke directly to him, and he kind of sounded like he low key in the first one. I don't know if y'all watched South Park, but he kind of sounded like Chef's dad. Are you goddamn demon! You ain't getting this free-feeding. When he first, all right, sorry, South Park reference. But anyway, yeah, like I was wondering, because he definitely acted like he had some sort of familiarity with it, but he never really like addressed the demon because he was hurt off rip. So that shit sucked. But more importantly, what was the last scene, which was kind of like a low-key end credit scene before the end of the credits, where Sinister came back out and he was chasing the dude from Bolivia or whatever, and he was like, there was a y'all don't remember that very last scene? Like there was a last couple seconds. You're on mute.
Trask, yeah.
Trask, yeah. So what was the reveal there? What was the big deal about that last scene that Sinister was trying to like make such a big deal? Am I tripping? Am I missing something?
No, I think it was just showing that he was one of the people behind Genosha.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really
okay. All right, that makes sense because he did say that. All right, perfect. Well, look, I got all that I needed to know, you know what I'm saying? And so that is what it is. And there's, just for those of y'all know, here's Adversary. And this actually is, if you saw at the beginning of the episode, they referenced Ronin, which I thought it was pretty cool to see the animated version.
He called a pigeon.
He was them motherfucker was not playing. He fucked him up real quick. But anyway.
One thing I do want to bring up, and one thing I love about the fact, and this is why I keep constantly saying that X-Men needs to be written and shepherded by people of color, because there's so many references and things and moments and bars. Like even when Magneto, one of the Valerie Cooper was just like, why do y'all want X-Men to be ran by or the Genosha to be ran by a something along those lines, or something like, you want a terrorist to run your country? And he was like, and he said something like, yeah, but so many of your leaders end up becoming terrorists anyway. Like something, I can't remember the exact
yeah, that's
like,
right.
But yeah, it's like so many bars. I'm just like, remember that y'all loving X-Men, it's because it's being written and shepherded by a black gay man. And this is why, like, this show is about oppressed people, but y'all have non-oppressed people writing your story. Because, like, for the most part, X-Men has always been written by straight white men. Very rarely, I think for the first time this year, with Exceptional X-Men, will be the first time ever that you have a black person, Eve Ewing, a black woman, writing a main X-Men book. The first 2024, the first time. Like, yeah, we have black artists and black people write X-Men characters, but an X-Men book, this will be the first time that that's happened, which is crazy to me. But the reason I bring that up is because one thing that I wanted to point out about the whole idea of Charles having to erase his connection to the X-Men, erase his time on Earth and everything like that, that actually kind of reminds me of, like, as black people, as people of color, when you try to quote, you know how we have the idea of like code switching, or when you assimilate into the greater quote unquote white culture, having to like forget your background and forget where you come from and who you are and all that other stuff. And so that's kind of what that reminded me of.
Wow. So him being brought out there, and that,
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's kind of what that made me think of.
Well, I hear you, but it's comparable. Even though it's different circumstances of which he got there, it's comparable in that he's forced to assimilate the dominant culture where he is. And not only that the culture where he is, in a way, is trying to shun him from the culture he came from. Remember, he's like,
they even racist, like a whole alien race. They even racist against mutants. They were just like, you're not even a real terror. You're like the lowest. I was like, damn, you got a purple alien right here. Y'all racist against mutants? Like, what kind of shit is this?
He's like, he's not even a real terror, and he's a mutant. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, they did. The bars, you right, because there's a lot of undertones. You know what I'm saying? That you have to, like, you got to kind of low key be woke to hear that shit. Like, I'm still it wasn't that profound, but I still love the line that Magneto had, was like, you know, if this plane goes down, two of us will be all right. And then Gambit was like, all right, it is what it is. So yeah, you got to read between the lines, man, because X-Men trying to school y'all. And I love that point as well. We'll see what happens next week when the X-Men
week, tonight.
Tonight, right now. We're gonna go right now to talk about it. So
it's like the first Marvel show in a long time that I'm staying up till 3:00.
Oh wow! Oh, so you didn't do that with any of the others?
No, I said this is the first one in a long time. Like, I did it with WandaVision, and I did it with Falcon and Winter Soldier. But then when he gave that Republican speech at the end, I was like, come on now.
Oh, you thought that was a Republican speech?
I hated that speech that Falcon gave at the end of or Captain America now, that he gave at the end of that show. I was just like, you didn't say what did you say? You didn't say shit.
Yeah.
A lot of work, but he wasn't saying nothing.
Yeah.
But then all the other shows, I was just like, I'll catch it when I catch it. Moon Knight. Don't get me started on Secret Invasion.
Please, Secret Invasion. What was your problem with it?
Don't get me started. We'll be here all day. I ain't got time for that.
We ain't got. I mean, all right. Well, next time we'll delve into that if you'd be so kind as to join us again. I am a little curious about your thoughts. I don't have any pictures up, unfortunately. I was looking for them all show, but I already asked you. We have recently learned that the upcoming Fantastic Four reboot will include Silver Surfer, but not Norrin Rad. The other Silver Surfer, one of the other Silver Surfers, the female version of Silver Surfer. And I was wondering your thoughts on this. Is this progressive? I don't feel like we got enough Norrin Rad, or damn near any Norrin Rad. I mean, we went straight into Silver Surfer. So do you think that Norrin Rad's been snubbed by this, or what's your thoughts? You think we should just accept this, and is this a good move? What are your thoughts?
My initial reaction was just like, but why though? Like, granted, yes, I know the female version of Shala Ball was the Silver Surfer in an alternate universe of the comics, so it's not like it's not pulling from comics or they're just making shit up just to do it. This character does exist, but I was still kind of like, my first reaction was like, but why though? But at the same time, knowing that this version of the Fantastic Four, it doesn't take place in the MCU that we know. This is an alternate universe. So then let it be an alternate universe, and then eventually they're gonna come into the main Marvel universe. And who knows? Once they come into the main universe, they might do Norrin Rad. We don't know what we don't know. And like I said, it's not like this character doesn't exist. But my initial reaction, yes, I was just like, but why though? Like, I'm not raging. I'm not raging out like some people on the internet. It's woke. Yeah. Like, shut the fuck up. Let's wait. Let's wait and see what happens.
Okay. I'm not. I wasn't mad either, but I was disappointed, not because it was a woman, but because we didn't get to delve into Zenla Norrin Rad. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get a chance to get the introduction. All we got was full force slave Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer on screen. We haven't had a chance to meet him before he got his armor and all that other stuff. So I felt a little slighted by that. And I was just hoping that Marvel wasn't trying to step over him in a way that I wish they would have stepped over Hal Jordan and went straight to John Stewart. But that's a whole other subject. So I'm glad to hear that, you're looking forward to. You kind of talked me off that cliff, but it's no disrespect to the character.
When they come into the main Marvel universe, we'll probably see more than likely, at least what I think, more than likely we'll see Norrin Rad because he is the bigger character and the bigger name recognition. So it would be stupid for them not to eventually introduce Norrin Rad at some point.
Are you of the belief, like most people, that there's a heavy sense of superhero fatigue right now, or do you think
no? Look at the reaction with X-Men that's going on right now. It's not superhero fatigue; it's mediocre fatigue, and a lot of the Marvel properties have been mediocre lately. Because Invincible is also a superhero show that is hitting. A lot of people love it. The Boys, a lot of people love The Boys. It's just Marvel they are afraid to get out of their formula of just doing the same old. Like even Shang-Chi, as much as I really like Shang-Chi, it shouldn't have ended on a giant CGI dragon fight. It should have ended on a martial arts fight between Shang-Chi, his sister, and his father, and their father. It's like Marvel is afraid to take risks. And one thing I will say about DC that, Frankie might love this, but that DC definitely has in terms of the live action properties over Marvel is they're not afraid to take risks. They're willing to do a rated R, the Suicide Squad movie. They're willing to do a rated R Peacemaker show. But when it comes to like Marvel and they do Moon Knight, like Moon Knight should have been rated R. Granted, Deadpool is going to be rated R. They're willing to do Deadpool's rated, but that's because the show or the movies were already 2 movies are rated R, so they don't want to change that. But even something like Blade, they're just like, oh yeah, no, Blade isn't going to be rated R. It's going to be PG-13. It's like, but why though?
Wait a minute. I thought Blade was going to be rated R. I thought we had decided.
Kevin Feige said it's not going to be rated R.
Oh, this is going to be trash. The first ones were rated R. Why would they go back?
But it's a different movie.
Oh, no. That's news to me. From what I understood, that when they first released like the Mahershala Ali version of Blade was going to be rated.
Kevin Feige said it's not going to be rated R.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's stupid as shit, Kevin.
Exactly my point.
I'm sorry. I'll say it because you work for Disney, so you can't say nothing. I'll talk to Kevin real quick. Kevin, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, why can't we have?
They're afraid to not take risk.
Like an R-rated Blade, like literally a vampire that slices other vampires with no blood, no dirty.
Granted, correct. And I could be wrong. Maybe something changed, but I remember him saying it wasn't going to be rated. Because first they went back and forth. Because first I heard it was going to be rated R. Then I heard that it wasn't going to be rated R. So who knows?
Listen, if they can make The Last Ronin with Ninja Turtles rated R, then they better goddamn if they can make Deadpool rated R, which they have to, I guess, because it's been, they can't go back to rated PG-13 like you said. But goddamn, man, Blade. All right, so
okay, I take it back. I'm looking it up. They said they changed. Yeah, so it wasn't rated R, but now it is.
Okay.
So it is going to be rated R.
Blood Bustle, you live another day. That's good. All right, cool. What other projects do you think were mediocre? I'm gonna name a couple of Marvel projects. What was it?
The last Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was mid.
That was way less than mediocre.
Yeah, it was mid. I mean, especially the way one of my biggest complaints.
That was garbage. And even taking risks, like that movie should have been way darker than it actually was. Especially because also you had a black man, so it was already dark in scope. But like in terms of the tone, the movie should have been way darker. And the fact that it ended on a happy note, like Ant-Man and Wasp or whatever, he should have got stuck in the quantum realm or died or dead.
or dead.
Yeah.
Yes, like Omar said on here, and we clipped
Like
it.
this is supposed to be your biggest villain. This is supposed to be the villain that's supposed to take out even more powerful than Thanos, and he was taken out by Ant-Man. Like
by a dude with no powers, because Ant-Man doesn't have powers. People forget, like, my man is a suit, kind of like Iron Man. Without that suit, he is a regular old man. You know, Scott Lang, we love you to death, but damn, man. I mean, and yes, all they had to do, Michael, was just end the movie tragically, and it would have ushered the Phase 5 into a whole different realm. Instead, we get the candy cane, popcorn ending. So Ant-Man, I put on that list.
And granted, we know about Jonathan Majors now, but it seems like every moment where you see Kang, he gets defeated. So I'm like, why am I supposed to fear this new villain?
Right.
Because like even in Loki, his character was getting defeated and taken out, or like, things like that. Like when we saw He Who Remains, he died in that first season.
Yeah, but that one's a little creepier. Like even the way he died.
But still, my point is, you're telling me this is your big bad. You're telling me this is the person I need to fear, but I haven't gotten that at any moment.
Yeah. Like I keep saying, when it came to Thanos, we had been introduced subliminally, not even like directly to Thanos in so many movies, all the way up to Avengers 1. The very first Avengers movie, Loki was sent down because Thanos had sent him, and we didn't even get to see him yet. And let's not forget how Infinity War started. It started with Thanos killing all of Asgard, demasculating Hulk. He killed the Hulk. He fucked
even
Hulk.
Before that, when we saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy, when we saw how Ronan was scared of Thanos, and how Gamora and Nebula would talk about Thanos, like they were all moments to tease, like this is somebody that you don't want to fuck with.
Yeah, and then
when it comes to Kang, it was just like he lost. Yeah. He's quirky, he's goofy. It's like, why should I fear this man?
So, do you think that they should
fear him more in Creed 3 because that man was a goon?
Yeah, man, you act like you don't remember me, man. I'm leaning up against your car. So, do you think that they should even continue the Kang dynasty? Should we talk about moving this forward to maybe Doom or some other villain?
That was the rumor that they're going to pivot to Dr. Doom.
I think that would be dope.
Where he at? Like, if y'all going to set him up, like y'all need to set him up. Like, where he at?
Yeah. I think that Doom, since he was tied to the Fantastic Four, they might draw some. But originally, if I'm not mistaken,
out of all the Marvel villains and all the Marvel characters, and like Doom he got beef with everybody. He got beef with everybody.
So fucking smart, yeah.
You see Doom show up in Spider-Man comics. You see Doom got beef with Captain America. Doom got beef with Luke Cage. Doom got beef with the X-Men. Like Doom got beef with everybody. Dr. Doom is one of my favorite. He's like my number one favorite villain.
Yeah, Doom, I think could. Well, if casted right, Doom could have his own saga. He could be like literally one.
Even Thanos watches Doom because he's like, this is one nigga I need to watch. Like I need to watch him.
I'm hope originally, if I'm not mistaken, based on what I was reading, Wakanda Forever, if Chadwick hadn't passed, the villain in part 2 would have been Dr. Doom. And I would have liked to have seen that. You know what I'm saying?
I've always heard it was always going to be Namor.
I heard that it was. Well, again, this is speculating based on on articles written way before they even started Wakanda Forever into the development. But that's what I heard, that your friend Ryan Coogler was talk about. But hit him up and ask him what. Just next time you talk to Ryan, just ask him if that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all.
Yeah, next time, like it's gonna be a next time.
I know y'all tight.
Who knows? Maybe he's doing a vampire movie because he's like, y'all niggas take it too long for Blade.
Yeah, and a vampire movie centered around racism, right? Like him and Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. So he's maybe I'll see if I can get to that red carpet.
That's right up your alley, man. I mean, you keep a good slew of friends. Like I know you did tell us about Frankie, and I'm sorry you did miss your event tonight. You know what I'm saying? But at very least, man, if there's anything we could do, maybe we could at least just show a trailer for the movie you was about to see. And I don't know, maybe it'll make you sad, or we can just talk about it.
Because I did want to see the movie. I was like, damn, I want to see this too.
Well, let's check it out. All right, so there's a movie called, as you all know, we mentioned earlier. It is Boy Kills World, if I'm not mistaken. Boy Kills World. Oh, here it is, right here. And sorry, that's not it. Oh, Where is?
Got it
you
out
know
there.
what? I think I deleted it already. It doesn't matter. Okay. So let's go ahead and show a quick preview of this movie and see what it's looking like and talk about it on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you A Boy Kills World starring one of those Skarsgård dudes. Let's check it out. Here we go.
Let's do this. This was never a great city, but it was ours.
Are you with me? Always.
Until Hilda Vanderkoy took it from us. This is how she keeps control. They call it the calling.
They're all gonna watch and cheer as you die.
That's me, facing televised execution by breakfast cereal mascots. Not my happiest day. But let me take you back to an even worse one. The day the Vanderkoys killed my family and left me deaf and mute. So I made a 3-step plan. Step 1, give myself an inner voice. I took the last one I remembered from this video game. Player 1 wins. Step 2, get stronger. A lot stronger. And step 3, join a team.
Welcome to the Resistance.
Yeah, go team. The mission is simple. Make the Vanderkoys pay for what they have done. Insert crazy action montage.
You fall in love, it's haven in. You never been so nuts about a guy you wanna left.
Here comes the hopper.
You cross your heart and hope to die.
You know how hard it is to get a cereal company to sponsor mass murder?
Wow. You ring the bell. You yell.
Plan time.
I don't like this plan.
So what's the use? I'm falling in love.
You have reached your final destination.
Go, fire fuse.
Oh my God, no! I have information. I'm gonna help you. Stop!
Nobody wasn't gonna help us.
Definitely sounded like he was gonna help us.
Oh man. All right. So it's giving good movie vibes. I'm getting a lot of action, but go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say, damn, why am I drawing a blank on the name of that movie? Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Scott Pilgrim is giving Monkey Man, which hasn't even come out yet.
No, Monkey Man is out.
Monkey Man is out already? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even see. Damn, I'm so far behind.
And that was
but
great, by the way.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
And do they loop in any of the Nope? Do they have any Nope references?
Nope. No, not that I can think of.
Because that character is from Nope, right? Is that the same character? Am I tripping?
Oh,
remember Nope, the monkey scene? No, nobody else. Okay, all right.
I know the monkey scene, but I don't think that's a Monkey Man reference.
Oh, it's not, because I thought that this movie was based on that character. I'm fucking up. Like I legit thought that this character was based on the guy who hid under the thing. And all right, well, I have to go look at the movie. But you know what? I'm ashamed. I don't even know if I should be ashamed. But you know what stands out to me most about that preview, that trailer, is H. John Benjamin's voice. Am I the only one who like hears his voice and automatically think to every role he's played, from home movies to Bob's Burgers to the comic book guy from Family Guy?
I don't know whose voice that is. I never watched Bob's Burgers.
Oh, okay. So H. John Benjamin, that's his voice. And like, if you ever watched any Adult Swim, like he's all over Adult Swim, and his voice is like so recognizable. So for me, I hear H. John Benjamin, and for some reason, I think it's going to be a good movie just because like his projects, they're hilarious. And the fact that he chose a video game announcement as his inside voice, I think is funny. So I'm sad that you missed it just to join little old us, Michael, but I hope you enjoyed your time at least. You know what I'm saying?
No, I had fun, but like I said, I'm ultimately glad I missed, because I didn't realize it was a red carpet. So I would have showed up and I would have been like, oh, nah, I'm not coming. Like, I'd be like, no, I'm going back. I'm going back home. Like, I'm not going getting Getty images looking like this.
You would not have, come on, let's be real. You wouldn't have showed up like that though. You would have
not literally this. I wouldn't have been worn it. I'll put on a different hoodie, but I'd have like these sweatpants and a hoodie because I didn't realize it was a red carpet. I thought it was a regular screening. So I'd have just showed up in some sneakers, a hoodie, and some sweatpants.
All right. Well, hey, I guess we saved you tonight. So you're welcome. Hallelujah.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, I'm not as upset because I didn't like I said, if I would have went, I'd have showed up looking like I'm about to go to fucking McDonald's for a quick bite, not in red carpet attire.
I just left the gym.
I wasn't paying attention to the text that much. I just looked at the date, I looked at the movie. I was just like, all right.
Yeah, I'm similar.
It wasn't until I looked at Frankie's stories and I was like right before we went live, and I was like, oh shit, it was a red carpet. Oh, I'm glad I didn't because I would have not shown up looking red carpet like.
See, we got you. We got you. That's how you know. Last question before I go. Unless Nolly, you had anything? Nolly, I support about.
She said she's ready to go. Like I'm ready.
Yes, she like, look, these weeds ain't gonna eat themselves.
I took an edible. Sorry.
What I tell you. So, last question. It might be a little too much to ask in one swoop, but say you are given an opportunity to, I don't know, either be best friends or even be with one of these X-Men.
Who am I sleeping with? Gambit.
Oh shit! Damn, Nolly, what you think about that?
He said,
"Y'all see the shirt?
Yeah. Oh my god! Okay, let me see the shirt. Let me see it one more time. Like Savage Gambit.
Like, come on. or maybe Morph, because like Morph could shape what that shape shifting, what that body do.
Yeah. Because you can basically shift into anything you want, or anyone, or any.
Yeah, like if I want to sleep with Gambit, Morph, turn to Gambit. Nightcrawler, what that tail do? Turn to Nightcrawler.
Isn't that going to make Morph insecure though? You're like
Michael B. Jordan. Turn to Michael B. Jordan real quick.
But what about me? You don't love me for me. Yeah, fuck you. Goddamn it.
Yeah, you a gray surface. Like you ain't got like what?
What is it about Gambit though that you love so much? Before we go.
I mean, like you can't.
It's just the looks.
Do you need to ask? Like,
all right.
Gambit is a professional thief, so he know how to work them fingers.
Wow. Okay, I've learned a lot today, and we will definitely be visiting this. Yo, look, Michael, thank you so much again for sacrificing your time, man. I know you will work real hard and you got a lot of stuff going on, so I really appreciate you.
I got a lot going on. After we get out, I'm going to play Fortnite.
What console?
PlayStation.
Okay, you got to drop the handle after this. You know what I'm saying? Let me know so we can go ahead and.
And funny enough, I've never played Fortnite in my life. Last week was the first time I downloaded it, and it's only because another content creator said they want to do a comic book Fortnite stream next month for charity, and I was like, I've never played Fortnite in my life. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. He was like, it's fine. Well, it doesn't matter if you have no experience. We'll put you with somebody that's a little more experienced so they could teach you the ropes and yada, yada, yada. So I was like, you know what? Let me download it so I can know what the hell I'm doing. Then also because they dropped the Avatar skins and I'm a huge Avatar, The Last Airbender fan. Like you can see, I got all the elements.
Look at a fire, wind, earth.
Wait a minute. Did you just say wind? This ain't Captain Planet.
I'm sorry, my bad. I said wind. I did say wind. My bad. I'm sitting there thinking Captain Planet. Goddamn fire.
But yeah, I'm a big Avatar fan, and so I was like, you know what? And I know it only like those skins only last for a certain amount of time, and once you don't get on the campaign, you can't get it. So I was like, let me get on this Avatar thing, so I get the Appa glider and all that other stuff. So
man, the Appa glider. I'm gonna have to if you're free between red carpets and Disney flew outs. We would love to have you back on to discuss the state of anime and the live action developments from Avatar, which some could argue is an anime or Western or whatever, to One Piece and some of these other projects.
I would say it's an anime, even though it wasn't made in Japan, because I feel like anime is not just where it's made; it's also an art form, the style. Right.
I say so
like
too.
Even Castlevania, I would say Castlevania is an anime.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think so too. I agreed 100%. But definitely because we didn't even breach this topic of anime. So y'all, I hope you enjoyed seeing Michael because you're going to have to see him again because he got to come back and talk to us about anime and everything else that goes along with this world. So sincere thanks to the homie Michael for pulling up and giving us all the tidbits on X-Men. Thank you again to Nolly as well as Steph and everybody else that joined us today, Ty, and those of y'all that are watching Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and on the X, Twitter, whatever that is. Appreciate y'all. And as we always say, be yourself, because if you ain't being yourself, guess what? You being fake. It ain't no honor in that. And as we always say, if you a geek and you a real geek in real life, no matter whether or not it's, a Nightcrawler geek or maybe a Storm geek or who knows, maybe a Madeline Albright geek or a Madeline Albright.
You say Madeline Albright. What?
I said Albright. I did. I said it. I apologize. I did. But anyway,
not the prime minister.
I said Madeline Albright. I don't know where too much CNN, but be yourself. If you ain't, you being fake. And in all things, like we always say, if you a geek, go ahead. Let that geek flag do like Storm did and fly. Ow, pull on up, baby. Oh, you like that? Oh, shoot, I wasn't on the right screen for the outro. Oops. Okay, here we go. All right, bye.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass lizard with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know.